Today it is time to look at a Zerg versus Protoss played by people that are way better than me. The map is going to be Hardwire, spawning in the upper right, wielding the blue drones. It is the champion of Zerg, Reynor. And his opponent warping in the bottom left with the red probes, the wall of Protoss, none other than ShoWTimE, with his Professor Zeratul portrait and his dark prelate decal, logo, insignia, whatever you want to call it. You can clearly tell what he's excited by. It's Dark Templar. We're not going to tell Reynor, though. We don't want to let Reynor know what might be coming this game. For now, though, it's just going to be the probe. ShoWTimE started off that wall, no pun intended, at the natural there. Second Ovi going over across the natural probe, nowhere near quick enough to block that hatch. Reynor got that hatch going. He's got the pool now. It's going to be a normal opener, it looks like. Probe shenanigans. That's how you know it's a normal game. ShoWTimE's Nexus going up behind this. No forge, no cannons. There could be void rays though. That jury's still out on that one. We might still see void rays. We might see sky toss. I have no idea how long we're going to be here for. I hope you brought your beverage though, because it is a PvZ. It could happen. This is the real battle. This is what you all came here to see. The probe harassing these poor drones. What's the play gonna be from both of these players? The core is finishing up right now. We will get to see the first tech choice. I assume it's gonna be up here based on that recent pylon. If it's a Stargate, you know, you could put it in the wall. Really? Probe actually attacking drones. Stargate is the choice for Mr. ShoWTimE, who's also getting an adept out on the field. Probe gonna block the third hatch. ShoWTimE good enough that he does get a hatch block. It's just not the hatch you thought it was going to be. Slaps that pylon down, takes the minerals home. Protoss players, this pool placement. That pool is very far forward, actually. I'm a little surprised about that. Adept shades in, gets one Zergling. Queen's gonna stave her off from the front door, but she's just gonna slip right on by. Greased up in butter, went right past the Queen. Zergling's gonna try and defend. Reynor rightfully pulling the injured ones back. There's only one Queen up here who is desperately trying to chase. The Adept gets a drone kill, cancels the shade, goes for another. Gonna end up losing her life for 4 drones, though. 3 drones and 1 Zergling. Excuse me. ShoWTimE following it up with Oracle. And more than one, too. Okay, then. So ShoWTimE's going for multiple oracles, not a void ray. It's not a void ray opener? What? It's Protoss versus Zerg. Don't these guys know how to play? You're supposed to go void rays and or cannon rush. There's just no other way to do it. I mean, come on. Have you seen the Metal Leagues? ShoWTimE trying to get that third Nexus up. Sadly, with Oracle and Adept, Oracles are much better at killing Zerglings. I will absolutely agree with that. However, they do have to be turned on, so they can't fight forever. How many is he going up to? 3? Triple Oracle. Okay, that is totally fine. And following up with a Robo behind. Fair amount of Adepts. What do we got? 4 Adepts and 3 Oracles. The anti-Zergling force, 100%. So long as Reynor is just on Zerglings, I think ShoWTimE's going to be in favor there, who's also getting a forge, while the Oracle's flying in now. There are 3 queens, which I think is more than enough to stave off the Oracle's adepts. Wow, that was a very poorly timed shade. The sentries, can they do it? Force fields. Ooh, wow. He saves it. You wouldn't think the tickle beams would be that good, but they are doing just fine. Oracle's moving in, killing a few drones adepts, canceling the shade, being chased away by queens, only because they're on creep. Queens are not that good at chasing much else. Adept 1 picked off. 2 drones did go down total. 5 drones total for ShoWTimE here. And Reynor prepping for a little counterplay with these lings, it looks like. Adepts shading back to the 3rd. There is an adept in the wall. Probe not even going to die. ShoWTimE still got those oracles floating around. Reynor gonna spot it. Immediately targeting down the injured oracle. That's a lot of queens, but not in the best of positions. Okay, it looks like the initial stages of harassment are done with. ShoWTimE behind this is getting the Robo Bay. Reynor's got his lair coming up, moving into the mid stage of the game. And it looks like Reynor's going to go with Bane as his deck choice. Not Roaches, not Ravagers. We're looking at a Ling Bane composition versus Protoss. And Reynor, or ShoWTimE, excuse me, is definitely starting off with ground. So, honorable clap for the honorable ground toss. No sky toss position just yet, thank gosh. Have to see how it works out. Disruptors are of course wonderful. I think a bit less so against the pure Ling Bane, but Reynor is also getting a Roach Warren, so depending on the timing of it all, it might work out very well for ShoWTimE or discourage roaches from Reynor, who is actually amassing quite a bit of links. ShoWTimE. Oh, the 4th base. Ling's gonna jump on it, pounce. They're gnawing, they're chewing, and they're gonna get it. The cancel goes out. ShoWTimE's army, or at least strike force, is just gonna turn around. With the possibility of the Lings coming home, plus the queens defending the base, this force could easily have been surrounded from multiple sides, and that is not a good force to fight a bunch of Zerglings. Splash damage. Even still, the splash damage is minimal. It's disruptors, which are... let's go with less than stellar fighting Zerglings. Zerglings, of course, with their movement speed can kind of chase and outpace, or even worse, jump on the Protoss forces. And then you have to weigh in your mind, do you disruptor ball your own army? That doesn't sound very good. Reynor coming out with some Roach Ravager now, though, much better targets for the disruptors. Archons are on the field too, while Reynor might be getting a Bane roll in here. What's he gonna go for? Oh, contaminate on the Robo, making the Warp Prism. Banes? Oh, the tension. So tense. Oh, he gets it. The Banes finally roll in. There was a skirmish up here. It looks like it ended with both players moving to their respective corners. Oracle tag went out. Charge slots moving into the bases now. Behind this, a Spire is coming up. Ooh, how exciting. A lot of canceled Banes, it looks like. Archons and Immortals in danger, under threat here. Recall is going to be used. Can he get most of it out? Loses a Disruptor. Gonna lose this Oracle as well. Yeah. Goodbye, Oracle. Immediately into the Greater Spire for Reynor. Going up to Broods already. Maybe not Broods just yet. He might just want to have the tech ready with ShoWTimE going a ground toss style, and still going for a ground toss style. Broodlords might be very effective. Disruptor Shot goes out, takes a chunk out of the roaches. Bane's rolling into a retreating Stalker. They are going to get contact with the probes as well. More Banes on probes. 28 probe deaths. Bringing Reynor up to a total of 45 killed workers, and Lings now get in the base. Oh. ShoWTimE, you cannot leave the door open. Reynor, can he commit to this? That is a lot of Archons. Bane's rolling in, not very effective against Archons, though. Pretty good against everything else. Battery Overcharge going to be used. The Archons are surrounded, they're swarmed, but it's just roaches. The Immortals putting in work here. 7 kills on one, 7 kills on another. That is a total of 14 kills, which is an impressive amount for only 2 Immortals. Adrenal Gland's going to finish up for the Zerglings. Queen's cut down by the side blades of ShoWTimE, who's also going for +3. Moving his army in on this side. Going to get a few drones. 6, 7, 8 total. He might be able to get this hatch as well. Reynor's forces are just not in position to defend it fully. Oh. Charge slots moving into this base as well, killing off a few drones. Reynor has to split, gives up that hatchery. Disruptors caught by Zerglings, though they are going to be. One's picked off, another recall out on the Archons. Something happened over here. I think that was just the recalled army, actually. Couple Zerglings picking at the heels of a Zealot. Oh, they turn around. I don't know if Reynor was expecting that or just surprised he got to bite at them for that long, but either way, that was a bit of a gruesome end. Fleet Beacon and additional Stargates coming for Mr. ShoWTimE, who's adding on Blink. That, I think, is just filling out the tech tree. I don't know if he really plans to lean on the Blink Stalkers. If Reynor does go Broodlords, they could be effective. I would much rather see something like Tempests or Carriers. Solid warp in to deny those Banes. Meanwhile, the army moving in on this side. Disruptor Shot connects with some roaches. Banes denied over there. Few probes dying off, though. Battery Overcharge used again to deny stuff. More charge slots getting damaged. Carnage erupts. Map-wide level destruction. Corruptors on the field. They could morph into broods back here, and I think that would be a very nice, sneaky move. Whew. Oh, here we go. You moved them back here to morph them into broods. Reynor. Just wanting to make sure they're safe, maybe. Ling's gonna pounce on the 5th base of ShoWTimE. They can definitely get a cancel on that. Protoss army moves to defend the spot, but we'll leave this base open as well. More Banes. Reynor just readying another wave. Where'd those broods go? Brood Lords. I'm excited. I feel like we don't see broods often enough. They have some distinct vulnerabilities. Reynor gonna get another cancel on the Nexus. Disruptor Shot connects with a few Banes, but not much else. ShoWTimE gonna have to back up. He is having a lot of trouble getting this base up. Reynor just gonna ready another wave. Broods sitting idle, thinking about life. Both players just gonna fill in their upgrades. Meanwhile, the Banes, where are they going? They're just going down. No. Reynor's not sure where they're going just yet. Gonna jump on that base again. Only one roach. The Banes. Oh. Not even taking out the heroic battery. The battery that has been overcharged more often than any other. It's an Energizer battery right there. More Corruptors being made. Tempests are on the field now. I would be very hesitant to show those Broodlords. Unless ShoWTimE already knows about them, of course. Another Bane run by attempted. They are going to get a Warp Gate. not the intended target. How many Banes have to die to kill a warp gate unintentionally? Broodlords are known now, thanks to a very heroic scouting zealot. Archons, careful with the biles. Careful with those biles, ShoWTimE. More Banes rolling in. Reynor is absolutely killing it with these Baneling run-bys. The amount of money he has sunk into those, though, is it worth it? That's actually pretty close. Those numbers are actually fairly close, only about 3,000 off. ShoWTimE going very deep into the Zerg's territory on the left side. Disruptor Shot gonna keep the Roach Ravager away. Meanwhile, more Banes rolling across this group. I don't know what they're doing. I'm not sure they know what they're doing either. Broodlords gonna fight over here, but Tempest denied thanks to the Queens. Beautiful. Transfuse goes out on the Broods. Queen's gonna keep them alive for now. ShoWTimE just doesn't have enough Tempest to do a one-shot. So Reynor keeping them alive, and the Broodlords absolutely decimate the ground forces. That's what I was talking about, that if ShoWTimE is going to stick to the ground toss composition, the Broodlords might work very well, actually. Another battery overcharge used while this army recalls. Tempest gonna fly their way home. Where do you go from here? I mean, Reynor has 9 Broodlords. He definitely needs to be adding in a few Corruptors to try and deal with the Tempest. I do like the addition of the Queens, though. The Queens to heal up the Broodlords, almost like the clips you see of the Ultra list, the Hero Ultra, with 17 Queens to back him up. The Queen heal, used offensively, is quite a marvel to behold. Few charge slots moving over here. Void Rays being added on for ShoWTimE, finally remembering the name of the expansion as we all know it today, Legacy of the Void Ray. Couple charge slots, gonna get a few drones, but not a whole lot. Reynor's really turtled up with the spines on these outlying bases. Storm added on at 17.5 minutes. Hatch gonna be canceled, charge slots just gonna back off, and ShoWTimE gonna try and expand down here. Oh, are we meeting in the middle? Spore Crawlers here. Huge wave of Disruptor Shots goes out to target down a Spore Crawler. Not the usual target, if you ask me. Charge slots getting some damage done up here as well. That's still a lot of spines, though. Can they make that work? Boy, I wish they were focus firing a bit better. Roach Ravager gonna pressure this base, although I'm not sure this base is a very juicy target. It's been mining for quite a while. Oh, the Zealots were cleaned up, thanks to the lords and ladies of the Zerg swarm here, Brood Lords and Queens. Tempest pulled thanks to Viper Abducts. Corruptor's gonna shut that down, bringing the count down to 4 Tempests. ShoWTimE choosing to replace them with Void Rays. Void Rays much better at dealing with Corruptors, and I guess technically speaking, if you get rid of the Corruptors, you can hit the Broodlords too, so the vulnerability for the Void Rays at that point is the Queens. Roach Ravager trying to keep this at bay. Storm is here though, and those are some category 3s, cat 4s. They're not devastating. It's not like we're in New Orleans here, but still something to be concerned about. How did Zealots get here? Zealots made their way to the Hive. Reynor, what happened? You're telling me you overloaded these outlying bases with spines, but nothing on the way to the main base? Apparently so. Oracle Revelation tag, the perfect combination for Tempest unless Vipers are on the field. Reynor just gonna yoink those Tempests all the way home to their deaths. What'd I tell you? This base is absolutely deaded. Complete trashed. Is he gonna get a cancel? No. Full on kill. Attention split elsewhere. Charge lots in the upper left, killing a few drones. Not much else though. Good lord, you two. 78 probes have been killed by Reynor. Ooh. Oh man. Broodlords are here with the queens desperately trying to catch up. Wait for us, they say. Meanwhile, Zergling, Roach, Ravager, not very good against Void Rays and Tempest, if you ask me. The Broodlords on this side, though, and ShoWTimE does not care. He's going for it. He's sending the army forward. Completely sack this base. There's a lot of minerals here. Reynor recognizing the choice made by ShoWTimE. Those are some good storms. However, the High Templar died to make them happen. Corruptors pulled onto this side, leaving the lords and ladies on the offensive. 13 more probes have been killed off. Does that take us to? We're so close to 100. Oh man. I really hope we get 100 probe kills. That's going to make a great thumbnail if we can get that. Oh, more probes dying up. Yes, we did it. 109 probes have been killed this game. Oh, gee willikers, Batman. Void Rays and Tempest trying to get some work done over here. The Corruptors being zoned away by some Blink Stalkers. Meanwhile, Reynor absolutely tearing down these bases thanks to, as I will continue to call them, the lords and ladies. Spitting on the Nexus. It is going to go down. Void Rays charging up with the thick beam, the thickest of lasers in the universe. Not going to be enough to save the Nexus, though. Still a fairly large army for ShoWTimE. Corruptors. There's no storms, though, right? There's only 3 High Templar, and they're not here yet, so the Corruptors absolutely could jump on this. I kind of have to take that back, though. The Void Rays and the Archons, the High Templar, are picked off again. ShoWTimE cannot catch a break with these High Templar. Few charge lots going on that side of the map, but I think this is going to be the big fight. Broodlords pressuring the Archons, going to be able to keep them at bay. Corruptors focus firing the Void Rays down as they charge up their beam. Queens are here to offer transfuses. Ravager, Roach, Baneling. Oh, the Corruptors chewed through the Void Rays. Everything going to be picked off, leaving the Tempest vulnerable. The Broodlords susceptible to some Stalkers, though. Queens are here. Can they keep everything alive? Not really. It's a huge amount of Stalkers one-shotting all of the Broodlords. Corruptors clearing out the Tempest, though, and the final battle is on the ground. Roach, Queen, gonna come out on top. Corruptors spitting on the Nexus yet again. Roach, Ravager, Reynor morphing more broods on location. GG is going to be called. Thank God I'm almost out of breath. Whew. Wow, you two. That was quite a game. If you enjoyed, be sure to let me know in the comments below. Thank you very much for watching, and as always, I hope you have a great day.